I'm Arthur Delaney with HuffPost. Thank you. Do you think that there is a serious threat of non-citizens voting illegally at the federal level to such an extent that it could sway the presidential election in November?
You know, I don't have an educated opinion on that, really. I do know that there are cases like in Arizona where they require people to prove they're citizens in order to register to vote. If they can't prove they're citizens, they still get to register to vote using the federal form. So people in Arizona who haven't been able to show documentation to say they're citizens are only on the federal only list. How many of them are citizens or not citizens? Someone has to check into that and do the enforcement part of it and make sure. But there are problems out there. The key, it seems to me, and I'll let the senators go further if they want to, but the key to me is let's set the rules. And not, when I say let's set the rules, I mean let voters set the rules. And then I'm confident that over time we can enforce those rules. This isn't about, oh, this election or the last election. This is about policy across the board. And this is about not illegal non-citizen voting, but legal non-citizen voting.
So to that same point, I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but to Paul's point, I mean, one of the things we've seen in South Carolina, and we've been able to address it at the state level, is whenever people go and register for like Medicare, Medicaid services, are given that federal form. And so even though you're maybe not a citizen, they fill out this provisional form to register. We will not allow that person to be registered if they can't prove it. So to the point about Arizona, in South Carolina, even if you get a form mailed to you for Medicare, Medicaid when you go enroll, we don't take that registration and put you on the voter rolls until we can verify citizenship. So I think to your point, is it enough to sway the election? I think it's a state-by-state issue. I mean, personally, I don't have enough evidence to tell you one way or the other. We're just trying to be sure that in every state where we're taking these actions, we're being very clear we're not going to allow that opportunity to exist. And that's where there's some tension between the federal and state. And the states are going to have to step up and be sure that when people get these forms, when they register for programs, for example, that that's not somehow making it onto the voter rolls, and that's going to be a challenge for every state in the country.
But people have to attest on that form that they're citizens and that they commit a crime if they say they are and they're not.
Sure.
That's true.
It would be a crime.